Torrance Brown at right guard, Courtney Williams at right tackle. They're measuring, by the way, on the field to see if the Rams did receive a first down on that one. Meanwhile, we'll tell you about the rest of the Ram offense, where your tight end is Richie Cleary and your split end is Patrick Warren. Warren and Cisco split time at the split end position. And the announcement is that it is a Rams first down, so at the 18-yard line, the Rams with yet another first down. They've run 4 plays from scrimmage. They've gained 3 first downs. At quarterback, Kareem Maddox and Steven Smith will see about equal time. Cordell Benton, Adrian Carr, and Jason Robbins make up that very, very potent wishbone backfield. Right now, Gaither is in there in the place of Jason Robbins. Maddox will take the snap on the delay. Benton takes it right over the middle and has about 2 or 3 yards. Second down as the ball is at the 16-yard line.
Corey Kirsch there on Rockdale's defensive line. He made the tackle on Cordell Benton. Rockdale's got a pretty good sized line. Marcus Lackey's heading the linebacker core. He's a two-way starter. He's got to get his head right for Rockdale to stay in this ballgame because he's one of their big weapons. So Newton County's going to have the ball second down on their Rockdale's 15-yard line.
Big Cooper Jones out there on the defensive line for Rockdale is being blown off the ball right now. Kareem Maddox will take it to his side of the field and be close to a first down as he's knocked out at the 10. On that play, I saw Torrance Brown come up and hit Cooper Jones so hard he knocked him back a good couple of yards off the football. You like to see that when you can stop their big weapon across that defensive line.
Newton County is doing a great job of pushing Rockdale defenders back. Saw a really good play there by Kareem Maddox. There was a busted up play in the backfield. There was no one there to hand it off to, so he just tucked it and ran as far as he could and picked up a first down. So it's just amazing how much Kareem Maddox has matured through halfway through this season.
To give you an idea of how rough it was in the early going, the Rams have 17 fumbles this year, 10 of them by Maddox, and all of those coming in the first few weeks of the year. 4:48 left in the first quarter. The Rams up by 6, looking to add. Cordell Benton fumbles the football. Think he's on top of it at the 10-yard line. The pitch was a little bit high. They were pitching to him a straight pitch toward the far sideline. It was high up about shoulder level, and Benton, after bobbling the football, did pick it up at the 10.
Good play there by Cordell. It was just a bad pitch, and he did what he could to get back on it. And we're looking down on the sideline, Jason Robbins, seems like he's got everything working out. He's getting that leg warmed back up. Wes Billingsley apparently okay because he's back standing up on the sideline. So no real threat of injuries here for Newton County.
And that's good, too, because both of those folks are seniors, and you know that they have extra incentive, and they definitely want to be in this homecoming game. Wishbone backfield with one wide out. Maddox will take it and throw it, and Patrick Warren makes the catch. Touchdown, Newton Rams. That was a perfectly done timing pattern. Patrick Warren ran toward the middle of the field.
Got a flag on the play. Hopefully this is not against Newton County because that was an excellent play. Just a little fade pass to the left side of the end zone, but it's going to be a penalty against Newton County. So this one's coming back.
Well, Kareem Maddox almost had what would have been his first passing touchdown of the year, something a little feather to put in the cap. Well, now here comes Wes Billingsley on the field. So perhaps this is going to count for a touchdown. They may assess the penalty on the extra point. We saw this happen 2 weeks ago against Winder Barrow. They had a 15-yard penalty that was assessed on the extra point. But Billingsley is in there. The penalty is against the Rams. Once again, they have called that. The ball is moved back 15 yards, and Billingsley is on the field. Our guess is touchdown Newton Rams.
Yeah, I think that was an unsportsmanlike conduct called on Newton County after the touchdown. And that's something you don't want to put a lot of pressure on your extra point kicker, even though Wes Billingsley's done a pretty good job. He's already missed one tonight. He's got an injury, so this is just going to make it even harder for him to make this extra point.
So after the 15-yard penalty, Billingsley will attempt the extra point, and it falls short of the goal line and to the right. So for the second time tonight, Billingsley fails to convert the extra point, this one from a little farther out. It's 12-0 Newton as the Rams are on top of the Rockdale Bulldogs here at the homecoming game at Homer Sharp Stadium. We're going to be back with more exciting Newton Rams football after this on WGFS AM 1430.
Carroll's Floor Covering of Covington has everything you need for covering any floor in your home: carpet, vinyl, tile, or hardwood. With 35 years experience, interior designer available. Custom work is our specialty. We're not the largest, just the nicest. Carroll's Floor Covering is inviting you to come by and take a look at the many samples we have in stock to choose from. Carroll's Floor Covering, located at 1393 Access Road in Covington. 786-7700, 786-7700.
Back live here at Homer Sharp Stadium where the Newton County Rams are on top of the Rockdale Bulldogs 12-0 with 3:59 remaining in the first quarter. Back with your play-by-play. Kevin Holden.
Thank you very much, Paul Dailey. And the Newton Rams have run 5 special teams plays, 3 kickoffs, 2-point after attempts, and the Rockdale kicker hasn't even seen the field yet. You like to see that. Billingsley's kickoff here is going to bounce once at the 20-yard line, taken at the 13 by Lackey. Lackey is wrapped up hard and brought down at the 25. The man who made the initial hit is Michael Brooks, a senior who has split time at various positions, including linebacker, but he comes up with the big special teams play here and stopped at the 25 as Lackey after the 12-yard return.
Maybe the breakfast show this morning at Shoney's got Michael Brooks all fired up and came out here and want to make a couple of tackles tonight in front of the big crowd here in Newton County.
That's absolutely right. The breakfast bar at Shoney's is enough to start anyone's day in the proper way. Rockdale takes over on downs at their own 25-yard line. Meadow will take it, give it, and right up the middle, there's nothing. The Ram defense was all over that one. They tried to run it straight up the gut, and Lackey had nothing there.
Coach Cook's got an interesting call here. He's got Jason Robbins, one of his strongest players, one of his best players on the sideline. Do you go ahead and put him in even though you're leading 12-0, or do you wait and just give him some time to rest and heal? Interesting call here by Coach Cook, and he's keeping him on the sideline. Jamaico Usher's doing a superb job out there filling in that linebacker, so I wouldn't see Jason coming back in right now.
Meadow takes the snap. He is going to give to Flournoy. No, he's not. He is going to give to Flournoy, and he was hit right in the backfield and brought down for a 5-yard loss. That's the thing about the wing T offense. A lot of times you don't know where the football's going.
Well, what you got to do there to prevent the wing T, you got to stay home. You got to get your defensive end to be very disciplined. You got to tell them to stay at home because the wing T is a lot of misdirection. Tilly Smith and also Greg Benson, along with Marcelo Baines, did a great job of stopping the play for a loss. It's going to bring up 3rd and a country mile for Rockdale.
Kenneth Johnson, the center. He is a freshman according to the program. Gives the snap, and on the play, a loss as Meadow was rolling out toward that side, but fell down at about the 17-yard line. Another loss.
Well, that's one of those little ghosts that's left here on Homer Sharp Stadium. It may have been a ghost from another year's past, but somebody just grabbed him, and we don't know who it was, but they sure pulled him down, and it's going to bring up a 4th and a million here for the Rockdale punter.
So he will be very, very deep, and the Rams may try to rush it. They do have 3 men back. But for Meadow, a loss of 2 on the play, and so Rockdale in 3 plays goes -8 yards, and the Ram defense is back in true form, at least true to the last couple of weeks. On to punt here for Rockdale is Wes Wilson. Wilson gets a pretty good punt, spirals, and hits at the 45-yard line where Adrian Carr takes it. He is at the 40. You can hear the fans cheering. He has some room to the 30, to the 22-yard line, and Marcus Lackey, the only man who had a chance to bring him down, and he did so. Without that, Adrian Carr would have had himself a touchdown run there.
It's unbelievable how much speed he's got. We just haven't. We've seen it at Wine and Barrow. We've seen a little bit of it tonight, but he is just tremendously fast. He's got so much speed. He's one of the fastest high school athletes in the state, and his partner in the backfield also is one of the fastest in the state. Newton County's got a tremendous backfield.
12-0 with 1:13 left. We're still in the first quarter, and we're at the Rockdale 22-yard line. Stephen Smith is in there at quarterback. He gives the handoff, but we've got a flag on the play, so let's just wait. Gaither took the football, but let's see what happens as far as the flag is concerned.
Usually when you see the flag thrown out there, it's usually a holding against the offense, and that's exactly what they're going to call. They're going to call a holding against Newton County's offensive line, and that's going to back them up, and it's going to bring up a 1st and long situation.
So from the 20-yard line, they will move that penalty off. This being homecoming, this is a huge, huge time for all of the class of 95, and of course at halftime we will see the homecoming queen, and we will announce it to you, so be listening at halftime as we tell you who the homecoming queen is here in 1994 for the class of 95. The penalty against the Rams puts them now at Rockdale's 30-yard line. 1st down. Stephen Smith on the handoff. Cordell Benson taking it. Finally has a little bit of room and gains out past the 15 to the 14-yard line. So he's close to a 1st down. The penalty doesn't hurt all that much, and Cordell Benson finally showing some true colors there. He's had some tough times this year. I'm sure the wet turf has caused a lot of it, but he's really recovered so far.
He's one of those little scat backs. Adrian's got a lot of size and strength. Cordell is a little bit more of a scat back. He's got a lot of speed, but he's also very quick, and that was a great run, and Newton County's offensive line is doing a great job of pushing Rockdale defenders back.
So now 2nd and 4 as the seconds wane here in the first quarter. Benton will take it. He's up the middle, stays up past the 10 to the 8 to the 7-yard line, using a spin move to gain the final 3 yards. He and Adrian Carr have become quite adept at the spin move. The Rams have a first down, and the clock stops with 12 seconds left.
Rockdale's defensive line has got to do a better job of penetrating, and Newton County's offensive line is just pushing them back. You see Doug Parrish and T.J. Harper and Marcelo Baines and Torres Brown and Courtney Williams just pushing them back, and Newton County's going to wait and let the quarter end, and this is going to be the end of the first quarter.
So the first quarter comes to a close with your score: Newton 12, Rockdale nothing. The homecoming news is good if you're a Newton Ram fan or a Newton Ram parent or coach or whatever. The Rams up 12-0, and we are going to be back with your second quarter of football action after these messages.
At Courtesy Ford in Conyers, we have started our year-end clearance early because we are overstocked by approximately $2 million with the best selection of new Ford cars and trucks in the area. If you are looking for a new car or truck, forget list price, forget 6% over invoice, forget $100 over invoice. At Courtesy Ford, you only pay factory invoice. For a pleasurable buying experience, visit the House of Courtesy, where we're never satisfied until you are. We're conveniently located just off I-20 East at exit 41 in Conyers.
If it involves sports and you need it, take your need to Lutie Sports Shop and Trophies, 787-3014. They've got a fine selection of baseball and football cards. For your favorite teams, they have T-shirts, caps, and sportswear. And they also make trophies. It's all under one roof at Lutie Sports Shop in the Newton Plaza Shopping Center in Covington. 787-3014. Lutie Sports Shop, 787-3014. Starting the second quarter on the Rockdale 7-yard line. Stephen Smith is going to pass. It is complete. Touchdown, Newton Rams. 2 passing touchdowns in the same game. Call Eric Zier. He's got some competition. The Rams had 1 passing touchdown in the previous 5 games. They've got 2 passing touchdowns. Stephen Smith hits Richie Cleary for the score. It is 18-0.
Who said we were a one-dimensional football team? Newton County just showed that they can throw the ball right down here on the goal lines. 2 passes, 2 fade passes. Actually, that one was to the tight end. A good play there by Richie Cleary. And Newton County's going to go for 2.
They will go for 2 to make up for those missed extra points. Stephen Smith is going to take it himself, and he is going to fall short. He is brought down on the far side, about 2 yards short of a touchdown. So once again, the point after touchdown is not good, but it's 18-0. The Newton Rams are on top. We're going to keep it here. Paul, we have seen some terrific runs from Adrian Carr, Cordell Benson, even Jason Robbins on the first play from scrimmage before the injury. We've had some tremendous runs from all of our backs, and that's been the key so far, including also a couple of key pass plays.
Well, I look down on the field right now, and Coach Cook is talking to his fullback, Jason Robbins, and they're sitting there probably talking about what he wants to do. And I know, Jason, this is homecoming against your arch rival, Rockdale. He's wanting to get in there. Coach Cook's probably sitting there saying, look, son, we got a long season to go. But look for Jason Robbins to get back in there. I don't know really the extent of the injury. It's got to be a hamstring or something. But Newton County's doing a really good job. They're doing a good job with their running and a couple of passes we've seen, and that's just, that's a credit to the offensive line. They're doing a tremendous job. You got 2 quarterbacks coming in there, and that's very frustrating for a center to have 2 different quarterbacks coming in, taking a snap from you. But Marcelo Baines is doing a tremendous job, and just a great first quarter and a little bit for Newton County.
Since being roughed up on that extra point attempt, the very first one, Wes Billingsley has missed an extra point and had a 45-yard kickoff. He may still be feeling the effects. This is a kicker who's averaging 54.6 yards for every time he touches the ball on a kickoff. Back to receive for the Rockdale Bulldogs, Flournoy and Lackey. And another man back there. It's toward Lackey's side. The kick is taken at the 15 by Lackey. Bowls his way forward past the 25 and out of bounds.
Good play there by Gary Brown. Gary Brown's one of the, your free safety. He's a real tall, lanky guy, but he loves to hit people. And with that frame right there, I don't know how in the world he can deliver too much of a power, but he is a long, lanky guy, and he loves to hit, and that's exactly what he did to Marcus Lackey on that play.
Rockdale will touch the ball for the first time here in the second quarter. It's 18-0 Rams, 11 minutes, 48 seconds, and ticking here in the second quarter. The Rams have been able to put the ball across the goal line for the touchdowns, and the extra points, they've been another story. Rams are 0 for 3 in that department. Chris Meadow will take it and give it to Demetrius Flournoy, who is brought down past the 30-yard line. The initial hit made by Rico Williams. After a gain of about 5 yards, it'll be second down and 5.
good play there by Rockdale to coming off the long side of the field. Flournoy just sweeping off to the right, and luckily D'Amico Usher and Rico Williams was there to make the stop. Marcelo Baines comes out, looks like he may have pinched a little nerve or maybe a twisted a little finger or something, but he's coming out, and these injuries may hurt Newton County.
Yet another senior comes out to the sideline, and he is not too happy about having to sit out some time here in the homecoming game. Lackey will take the handoff, but he is stuffed at the line. Nothing there. Lackey was trying to go over the right tackle, it appeared, and was brought down immediately.
That's exactly right. I look down here on the field, and it looks like they're looking at Marcelo Baines' wrist, and whenever you see a wrist like that, you don't really like to see wrist because those are some things you really need, especially playing nose guard. He uses his hands a lot, and right now it looks like Courtney Williams is filling in for him at nose guard.
Kenneth Johnson and Chris Meadow lead the Rockdale Bulldogs to the line. The Bulldogs haven't scored a point. The Rams haven't allowed a point at home all year, and the streak continues. Flournoy at the 35-yard line is wrapped up and brought down by several members of the Ram defense. A plethora of Ram defenders in on the tackle after a couple of yards of gain from Flournoy.
Good job there by Torrance McCollum coming up and doing support, turning the play inside back into where he could get some help from his linebackers. I'm looking out on the field, and Rico Williams, number 32, he's having a really good first half. Apparently he wore the wrong shirt here. He's got a lime green undershirt on and is really standing out. I guess he just wanted to make sure everybody noticed him out there, but that's exactly what he's doing. He's got a lot of people looking at him because he's got his lime green undershirt.
Yes, Rico Williams is being noticed by most of the folks who are looking, especially because he is the man closest to this sideline.
That's a good way to get on the radio, or maybe, well, we won't have any television out here, but he'll be able to see himself when he watches films on Monday. But I think Coach Cook's probably not real happy with that selection of undershirt.
He may have a discussion with Mr. Williams before it's over with. Rockdale will punt here on 4th down as they send out Wes Wilson, the junior, to punt. Back to receive for the Rams is Gary Brown. So they're going to try to rush this kick, but Wilson gets the kick off. It is a short kick and bounces at midfield. Takes a little bit of a Rockdale bounce. It's just past midfield at the 48-yard line. That's a 16-yard punt there from Wilson.
Not one of the strongest punts we've seen all year. Had a pretty good rush there. We saw Telly Smith lay out, and he really tried to block. He's got a lot of good effort going. Stephen Smith is going to come back out and direct this Newton County offense, and they're swapping time with Kareem Maddox. But Newton County's offense has got to continue doing what they've been doing, just run the ball and maybe sneak a pass in there, and I think they'll be very successful.
This is the worst field position the Rams have had to start a drive, and it's 2 yards short of midfield. That should tell you how much the Rams have been able to dominate here in the first half. Stephen Smith on the first down gives to Gaither, who looks for some room on the left side. The ball is on the ground past the 50-yard line, but it's out of bounds, we believe, in Newton football.
They're going to call it the Rockdale football. Number 50 for Rockdale came up with the ball, and that is, actually they don't have a number 50 on their roster, but it's going to give Rockdale a good chance here. They're going to give them good field position on their own 46-yard line.
A 5-yard gain, but then the fumble, and Rockdale will have the football. This will be their best field position. Their field position has improved from each drive. They started on their own 15 the first time around, then their second drive started on their own 20. They fumbled there and in their first drive as well. Third drive started on their own 25, then the 27. Now they're going to be near midfield at their own 46. We've got a man down on the field for the Rockdale Bulldogs.
Yeah, I think he looks like he's got some cramps. I'm not really sure. That's number 66 for the Rockdale Bulldogs, Charles Norton, a big 6'3", 270-pound center. Actually, he's playing defensive end. He's a sophomore, big kid.
So Rockdale's offense and Newton's defense on the field with the ball at the 46-yard line of Rockdale County. We've got 8.5 minutes left here in quarter number 2. The Rams have put 3 touchdowns across and in very, very quick fashion, showing that explosive offense. Brandon Evans takes the ball here, and he was crushed near midfield and brought down at the 47.
Good play there by James Jackson. He just came right up and just delivered a shot. And he told me that the freshman game the other day, if I saw him make a good hit, to mention his name, and that's exactly what he did. He really welcomed Brandon Evans to quad A football on that play.
James Jackson is a tremendous person to be playing defense. He's got that defensive type personality. Certainly an asset to this Ram defense. Meadow takes it and gives it to Flournoy, and Flournoy misses one tackle, now evades a couple more, and finally brought down. That Ram defense tenacious, and they stayed after him and brought him down behind midfield. Making the initial hit was the green-shirted one, Rico Williams, but he evaded Williams and a few others. Finally was brought down.
Good effort there by the running back Flournoy for Rockdale. Newton County got to do a little bit better of grabbing and bringing the runner down, but luckily they had a lot of support on the weak side that were coming across to help them out, and Greg Benson got credit for the tackle.
Third down at 9 yards to go, so Rockdale once again deep and looking for something here. As we mentioned, they don't have a whole lot of passing threats. Their one wide receiver here is a sophomore, Imari Scott. And the sophomore quarterback, Chris Meadow, goes over center, but wait, here comes one of those yellow hankies, and it's thrown in the Newton secondary.
Don't really know what this is unless it was a delay of game, and that's exactly what they're going to call against Rockdale. A delay of game, that's going to back them up 5 yards, and it's going to bring up a third down and about 14 yards to go.
If it wasn't long enough for Rockdale, if it hasn't been a long enough night, you've got a delay of game penalty, and now with 7 minutes left, you've got third down and a good 14 or 15 yards to go. Trailing already by 18, things looking bleak if you're a Rockdale Bulldog fan right now. They'll attempt something here with 3rd and 14. The clock continues to tick. Wing T formation. Rockdale Bulldogs. Chris Meadow takes the snap, falls over one of his own men, and is brought down at the 45-yard line. Billy Gresham was out on the right side, and Meadow ran into Gresham as he was running toward the right side. That's what stopped it.
Meadows was following Gresham around the corner, and Gresham just got welcomed to Quad A football by Mr. James Jackson as well. So he's delivering several shots, and I promised him I'd call his name. He's doing a super job out there, and he's also one of those younger players for Newton County. James Jackson is only a junior.
So back to a punt once again, as Wes Wilson will be punting here for the Bulldogs. A high spiraling kick that Adrian Carr takes right in front of Cordell Benson at the 30-yard line. He looks for some running room on the far side. He's at the 40, at the 45, and he showed his size there by pushing one of the Rockdale defenders a good 4 or 5 yards as he was falling down. You like to see that in your back in addition to being quick and having good vision. He's kind of a Bulldog runner, too.
When you have that much speed back there, you got Cordell Benton and also Adrian Carr, and it looked like they were fighting over the ball, and luckily Adrian Carr got the ball, and all the Rockdale defenders were merging on the two, and Adrian had that quick step and got on the outside and got Newton County back in pretty good field position. It's going to bring up 1st and down. Newton County is going to be on their own 45.5 yard line.
And once again, this is the worst field position the Rams have had. And again, that gives you an indication of how well they have done as far as field position. Starting at the back of the wishbone, Maddox fumbles the football on the snap, so he'll have to take it himself. He's at the 50, past midfield, past the 45. Lackey finally runs out to the near sideline and brings him down right in front of the coaches for the Newton Rams. And I'm sure Jack Cook had a word for Kareem Maddox after fumbling that ball. He did get the first down, though.
That's one advantage of having Kareem in there. He's a lot faster than Stephen Smith, but Stephen's probably a little bit better technician than Kareem is. Kareem showed a lot of speed on that play. The only one that could bring him down was Marcus Lackey on that play. So, again, it's got to be frustrating for the center to have to snap to two different quarterbacks, but it seems to be working out for Newton County.
Rams first down at the Rockdale 44-yard line. This time Cordell Benson takes the football and has a couple of yards on the gain. He fell backwards to gain the yardage as he was brought down over there. We saw big Cooper Jones in there. That's a man who's not hard to miss. You mentioned he's 6'3", 270. He's huge and a person that a lot of college scouts have been looking at this year.
Yeah, he was one of the players on the preseason area magazines that was one of the big Division I prospects, and he's having a pretty decent night tonight.
Second down and 8 for the Rams at the Rockdale 42-yard line. Maddox leading the offense, gives to Adrian Carr, who has some room on the left side. He stays up past the 35-yard line and down at the 33. He may be in first down territory over there. Adrian Carr continues the fine running. And the Rams' first down would be their 7th here of the first half.
Newton County's offensive line is doing a great job on both sides of the line. Usually you have a really strong side on the offensive line and maybe like a weak side, but both sides, Newton County is running to both sides of the line, and all the guys up front are doing a terrific job.
7 first downs already for your Newton Rams. That's an unofficial total. 3 minutes, 55 seconds left. Patrick Warren, your lone wide receiver. Maddox is going to take it himself, and he is brought down at the 31-yard line. The man who made the hit is Robert St. John, 6'2", 180 pounds. St. John has played a little on both sides of the football. Maddox with a couple of yards, second down and 8.
actually, Kareem's got to do a little bit better job of reading that defensive end. He's sneaking up inside. He needs to do a little fake pitch and maybe sneak upside or go around that defensive end for Rockdale County. But Cordell Benton and Adrian Carr are wide open on the pitch, and Kareem has yet to pitch to him in this last series.
The Rams 31 yards away from putting yet another score on the board. They've already scored 3 touchdowns. They lead it 18-0 here in front of the home fans for homecoming. Here's a pass up and complete to Danny Sisko. What a play for the wide receiver, Danny Sisko, who has made some tremendous catches. That's the way the Rams are going to do their pass completions. It's going to be on timing patterns. Maddox placed the ball high up in the air. Sisko had to dive forward to make the play.
That's exactly right. Sisko is we've seen all year long he can come up with a big catch, and that's exactly what he did there. He reached out and dove for all he could and bring up the reception. And it's just Newton County's got the receivers. If they can just get one of the quarterbacks to be consistent in delivering the ball, Newton County would be really outstanding with the throwing game.
Rams with 2 minutes and 42 seconds left, and 9 yards away from punching another touchdown on that scoreboard. Maddox pitches to Benson, who has a little room on this side, dives forward past the 5 to the 4. Marcus Lackey in on the initial hit, and that mystery man, number 50, brings down Cordell Benton after a couple of yard gain.
I was looking downfield there, and Greg Benson, the sophomore tight end, punished somebody out of bounds, and it actually interrupted the homecoming court over there and drove him all the way into the fence. And that's just Greg Benson is in this ball game, and he's only a sophomore. He's got 2 more years to look forward to Rockdale.
And 2 more years to look forward to the homecoming court as well. Don't forget about that. We'll see plenty of them at halftime. Britt Mask is your center as he snaps it to Kareem Maddox, who's looking for some room on this side. Cuts back inside as he got it. Touchdown, Newton Rams. Kareem Maddox shows good vision, cuts back inside. A 4-yard run and another 6 points. 24-0 Newton.
That's exactly what you want, and Kareem did a wonderful job of reading it then. He made the defensive end commit, and that's something he didn't do earlier in that drive. He made the defensive end commit with a fake pitch to Adrian and decided to keep it and run it up there. Great read there by Kareem Maddox, and that's going to put Newton County up 24-0, and Coach Cook has decided to go for 2 points.
Once again, Coach Cook looking for the 2-point conversion. 1 minute 53 seconds left. The Newton Rams are in good position to equal their best start in school history at 5-1. So for the 2-point attempt, we see Gaither in the backfield, Adrian Carr and Cordell Benton on opposite sides of the line. Now time is called, and there's one of those hankies. Might it be against the Rams?
Yes, it looks like Marcus Lackey went up there and caused one of the offensive linemen to move just a bit, and you can't do that. Once you get down in your set position, if you're an offensive player, you can't move, and one of the Newton players decided to move, and Coach Cook has not changed his mind. He's still going to go for 2. Probably changed the play because that was a short yardage play that he had originally, and this is probably going to have to be, right at an 8-yard play that he's got to be ready to convert this 2 points.
He sent Telly Smith in with the play. Splitting out toward the sideline is Greg Benson. Smith is a senior, so he'll be in there. Lining up on this formation as the Rams try to go for 2. Maddox will look to pass. The pass is up, and it's going to be incomplete. It was intended for Adrian Carr, but the coverage out there, we'll check and see who that was on the coverage out there for Rockdale. Looks like Lackey was out there on the coverage. No, actually Andrew Baker on that coverage, but the Rams put another 6 points on the scoreboard, 24-0. Newton on top. We're still in the second quarter. More exciting Newton County Rams football after this on WGFS AM 1430.
When I'm in the mood for a good sandwich, I go to Little Philly's Hoagie Shop and Game Room, located at 10255 Industrial Boulevard, right across from the old Shell truck stop. They're open from 11 a.m. until 10 p.m. Monday through Thursday, and from 11 a.m. until midnight Friday and Saturday. Why are Little Philly's sandwiches so good? They're always made fresh and never microwaved. If you can't get by Little Philly's to enjoy your meal in their spacious seating area, delivery service is available throughout the day and evening. So for the best sandwich in town, go to Little Philly's or call them at 786-0095. That's 786-0095.
Welcome back to Homer Sharp Stadium. It is homecoming here at the home Homer Sharp Stadium. And the home boys, the Newton Rams, are up by 24 points. It's 24-0 as the Rams on top. Stephen Smith is going to kick off. Flournoy will take the football at the 6-yard line. He's got a wedge in front of him, but he sustains one big hit. Now he's brought down. Rico Williams is in there on the tackle. Also in there for the Newton Rams, Michael Brooks, that senior, has made some great special teams plays tonight. And Flournoy looked like he might have had some yardage, but a couple of big hits by that Ram defense.
Good job there by Michael Brooks, and Coach Cook said, well, if you're going to make a big play like that, I'm going to keep you out there. And Michael Brooks is going to go back in and play the weak side linebacker slot for Jamaica Usher, which is actually subbing for Jason Robbins. So whenever you do something good, Coach Cook rewards you, and that's exactly what he's doing with Mike Brooks.
First down for Rockdale at their own 17. We're now at 90 seconds left in the half. The halftime ceremonies promise to be something major, and if you're not here, who knows, maybe you can speed over here in time. Meadow will take the play on first down. He was looking for some room on the right side. Looked like he tripped over one of his own men and got hit hard and brought down.
Greg Benson, again, he is really hurting people out there. Him and James Jackson must have had like a competition.
Is Torrin Brantley. Brantley gains a couple of yards, but at the 21 or 22, the Rams bring him down.
We got a lot of substitutes in there for Newton County. Number 56 for Newton County. Torrance Brown's in there for the injured Marcelo Baines. Rico Williams, again, with that lime-colored shirt on, he's still out there and making several plays. And as soon as I call Torrance Brown in the ball game, he comes right back out. So Rockdale's going to have it third and about 5 yards to go.
And this is with 19 seconds remaining, so Rockdale, unless they come up with a big play, will be scoreless going to the locker room. Demetrius Flournoy takes it on the near side to the 30-yard line. The man who made the first hit was Torrance McCullum. He slowed him down. McCullum upset with himself for missing the tackle, but Flournoy was finally brought down at the 32 as time winds down.
As you look at Rockdale's offense, they got really good backs, a little bit immature on the offensive line and also at the quarterback slot, and I think that's really what's hurting Rockdale's season this year.
That's only 3 first downs here for Rockdale, and that's going to do it for your first half of play. And the Newton Rams are up 24-0. And look at this crowd here at Homer Sharp Stadium. It is certainly well packed right here at the home stadium as the Rams have put 4 touchdowns on the scoreboard and pleased these folks on the near sideline, making it 24-0. We have got plenty coming up for you at halftime. We will have the Blue Rambler Band show. The band going to put on an extra special performance for us tonight. You'll hear a song from the Blue Rambler Band. We'll also have some interviews with just about anyone who decides to walk this way. We'll be talking with a Newton alumnus and former center, Stephen Dusty Rhodes. We'll be talking to him. And, of course, what would a halftime show be without the Big Dog's picks? The picks of the college games and pro games. We've got to have it.
Oh, Nelly, we got some good ones,
We have got to have it. Well, be tuned for that because we're going to have a tremendous halftime show for you. Don't miss it. We'll be back. WGFS AM 1430.
Cereal biscuits.
Combination choke idle for easy starting. What's more, it has one of the industry's lowest vibration ratings. It all adds up to a saw that lets you do a lot more with a lot less effort. No wonder professional loggers choose Husqvarna. So pick up your own Husqvarna, the Husky 51, and save big. It's just $329.95 at Coast to Coast Home and Auto. Call them at 786-7979 for more information or see them on the square in downtown Covington.
There once was a lady who lived in a shoe. She had so many children she knew not what to do. So to Newton Federal Savings and Loan she went and found out that she did not have to rent. She was told of an affordable real estate loan and moved out of the shoe and into a home.
At Newton Federal, a real estate loan to fit your budget is as simple as a nursery rhyme. We lead you all the way through the process, making it easy to understand with helpful, knowledgeable service. You can get into the home you really want if you first get into Newton Federal. With affordable rates and a finance plan to fit most any budget, our real estate loans are the keys to the house of your dreams. Come see how we're leading the way.
For all that you do at work or play, you know we'll be leading the way.
Newton Federal Savings and Loan, leading the way at 3175 Highway 278, Covington. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
It's the halftime show. We're at Homer Sharp Stadium at Sharp Middle School. It's the Newton Rams and Rockdale Bulldogs, and the scoreboard reads 24-zip in favor of your Newton Rams, and the Rams have had another tremendous ball game as they look to move into 5-1 and 2-0 in sub-region play. And of course, all eyes will be on that Brookwood Parkview game as well. That'll have a big implication for this particular standing in the sub-region after this week is over with. Kevin Holden bringing you the halftime show. We're talking with the president, the big guy of the Touchdown Club. That's Sam Johnson. Here's a man who is everywhere. You can see him anywhere, on the sidelines, on the field, just about anywhere. You'll find him busy doing something, helping to make Newton Rams football a success. And yes, folks, it has been a tremendous success, especially here in 1994. And Sam, first of all, thanks for coming up and taking time out of your busy schedule to join us here at halftime. What have you thought so far about the Rams' good offense here in the first half?
Well, Kevin, we've been real close in the last few weeks of scoring a lot of points. We felt like we should have scored a lot more points against Winder. Certainly in Lithia Springs, we've been killing ourselves and shooting ourselves in the foot. But tonight, it just seems like the guys have picked it up and are finally putting the points on the board on a pretty good Rockdale football team.
That's exactly right, and the Rams up 4 touchdowns at halftime. I don't think a lot of people were expecting that. 4 touchdowns is a little more than even probably a lot of the Ram folks expected by this stage of the game, but we'll certainly take it.
Well, we'll certainly take it. The kids have worked extremely hard. The offense has worked this week on trying to score inside the 30-yard lines and 20-yard lines. We've moved the ball up and down the field and haven't been able to put it in the end zone, but tonight it seems like we're being able to do that, and I'm just tickled to death.
Sam, you are down there on the field checking out some of the injuries and things that happen on the sideline. We saw some of the senior players, including Jason Robbins, Marcelo Baines, Wes Billingsley, all go out to the sideline with injuries. What's the status on those folks?
Well, on Jason Robbins, of course, he got hurt. He done a split down at our 30. We think right now that he just has a pulled muscle, and we don't think he's torn or pulled that hamstring. Marcelo Baines got stepped on by one of our players, and Tully Smith stepped on him, and he's got a busted blood vessel. We've got it iced down. He should be all right. And Wes Billingsley has pulled a calf muscle in his kicking leg. So we're rubbing him down, and right before the half there, Courtney Williams got kicked in the calf, so he's got a shin that he got kicked in, and we're just getting beat up a little bit tonight on our seniors, but I don't think any of them serious.
That's unfortunate too that all seniors have to be hurt here early on in this affair. Well, let's talk a little bit now while we get a chance about what the Touchdown Club has been able to do this year, because as you can see, Newton County's football program at 4-1 is certainly up there among the best anywhere around, and I know that the Touchdown Club has been a big part of that. What are the big fundraisers and other things you've been able to do to help out the football team this year?
Well, of course, we've got our big sponsors and supporters in the program, and we want to thank those folks for being involved in that. And this year we're having we're raffling off a ticket right now, raffling off a TV, 2 TVs for the Parkview game, and we're selling tickets. Any member of the Touchdown Club, or they can contact Debbie Sisto or myself, and we'll be sure to get them some tickets. Mainly, we're having spirit suppers. We're having one next week for the Shiloh game at the school. We can come in, and all the parents bring dinner, potluck dinner, and we all eat, and we have the cheerleaders involved. And they come, and their folks come, and we have a pep rally after we eat. And we introduce the players and get them kids fired up a little bit before we come out, and they showcase their talent. We got a lot of great folks involved in Touchdown Club, and we hope it continues to grow as victories continue to come. We hope that people continue to come and support our boys and show their support not only here at the stadium but also at the school.
Sam, you mentioned the Spirit Supper next Thursday. How exactly are you going to set it up for Stanley Allen to eat his 11 boiled eggs? We've discussed this many, many times on the Coach's Breakfast, but I just want to know how exactly is this going to be set up?
Well, we're going to introduce Stanley, and we're going to put a big chair right out front. And by the way, he's going to eat an even dozen. I'm going to get him a pitcher of water and some salt and pepper, and we're going to set that bowl of eggs in front of him, and we're going to serve him eggs. And that's better, though, Kevin, than wearing them. I started telling him that they would throw that many eggs at him. And, Stanley's a pretty big guy, so you wouldn't be worried about missing him too many times.
Well, Stanley Allen, I'm sure, will take it in exchange for the victory. Sam, thanks for being up here with us, and best of luck. Keep these guys healthy in the second half, will you?
We're going to try, Kevin, and we appreciate everything that you and the radio station do, and y'all do a great job supporting the Rams, and we appreciate it.
Glad to help out, Sam. We appreciate it, and we thank you for coming up at halftime. Now, we've got another interview here for you before we go to the Big Dog's picks, and he is in waiting, ready for those picks. And who knows, Big Dog may buy a couple of raffle tickets for us. Maybe we'll win that TV sometime before it's over. Who we've got here on the microphone is somebody who you WGFS listeners of a few years ago should remember. Here is a man who took the microphone at Coach's Breakfast every Friday and did a tremendous job. They call him Dusty. It's Stephen Rhodes. He was the center of the Rams team, literally the center of the Rams team 2 years ago, and now at Fort Valley State. And Dusty, good to see you again. Good to see you back here for homecoming, and we've had a terrific ball game so far.
Well, it's nice to be here.
And now, as far as the Rams offense is concerned, you know from the record that they've done a tremendous job this year, that they have a good, well-balanced attack. What do you think of this Rams team?
Well, you know, I go back a couple years ago when my senior year, and when I see this team, I just can't help to seeing these guys, to just remember all those times, when me as a starter and the rest of the guys that graduated with me, I feel like, and I'm sure they feel like they had a big part in the success of this New County Rams football team this year. It's just a sight to come back and see, being an alumnus of a school, and, you come back and the football team is having a winning record. It's really a great sight to see.
And something good for the home fans as well. Now, tell us what's happened here in the last 2 years since you've been out of Newton High School. You're now just about to move into a starting job.
Well, shortly after graduation, I got accepted to Fort Battle State College, and I've been attending Fort Battle now. This is going on my second year. As far as athletics are concerned, I had to sit out my first year. But this year, I went in spring, and I worked hard, and I went in the summer camp. I worked hard, and I've earned the job of second string center. And I've been traveling a lot. And, I just like to say I'm glad to be a Wildcat.
That's exactly it. And we hope to hear about you as a starting Wildcat in the next couple of years. So tell me, is it good to come back and see this homecoming festivities here? This is kind of like the homecomings you remember from years ago?
Well, I really can't remember many homecomings, because, me being in the locker room and all, doing the homecoming festivities. But, it's nice to come back. I see a nice, healthy crowd here at Homer Sharp Stadium. And I hope it continues to grow, and, football and sports in general in Newton County, continues to grow and do well.
Dusty, one person that we kind of got accustomed to you being involved with on a personal basis, Ahmad Broadnax, the quarterback of that Rams team a couple of years ago. Give us an update on how things are with him.
Well, me and Ahmad, we like twin brothers. We hung together. We basically did everything together. I was the center, he was the quarterback. And, it's been 2 years, and we keep up with each other. And I called him a couple of nights ago, and he's got a starting job up at Cumberland College in Kentucky. And he's really doing a fantastic job. He's getting things done. He's got a nice team, and I think their record is like 2-1 or 3-1. But they're really doing a great job up there.
Well, all right, Dusty Rhodes, we thank you for being with us here, and good to see you again. Go out and enjoy the rest of this homecoming festivities. They just announced the homecoming queen, and so we're going to have to see who that homecoming queen is here in just a moment.
Well, I'd like to say one thing before I get a mic up. I just like to say out there to those Fort Valley State Wildcats down in Birmingham, Alabama, go get them, Cats.
That'll work. Well, we appreciate it, Dusty. Good to see you once again. Paul Dailey, the big dog. The first half, a tremendous half. The Rams up 4 touchdowns. The homecoming queen has just been announced. Your thoughts, first of all, about the Ram offense. 2 passing touchdowns. What is this? Is this the same Ram team that we've seen before?
I don't know, Kevin. I've gone for 3 weeks and come back, and now Newton County is a passing team, and it looks wonderful. It's a great night for football. Newton County is up 24-0, and I'm sure they're talking about how they can put more points on the board at halftime. I want to make a prediction. I'll make a prediction on the homecoming queen. I think it's going to be Stacy Stalkup. Can you announce the winner for me, Kevin?
Yeah, I think we've got it right over here, and wow, Stacy Stalkup is the homecoming queen. Good job. The Swami is there.
Another Big Dogs pick.
Oh, my. Well, it is time for the Big Dogs picks, but we also, before we begin the Big Dogs picks, want to congratulate all the folks that made it into the homecoming court this year, and especially to Stacy Stalkup. It is the night for Stacy, as she is the homecoming queen here for 1994 in the class of 95. Stacy, I know you can't hear us, but maybe somebody will tell you congratulations from WGFS Radio. And another person who deserves congratulations on another successful week of Big Dogs picks, Paul Dailey. What's the Big Dog got in store this week?
I'll tell you what, Kevin, my percentage has gone up dramatically over the last 4 weeks. Out of picking 29 games, I've got 18 right, and I'm shooting a 62% right now. Last week's games was Georgia Tech and North Carolina. I picked that one right. North Carolina, the pick was by 7, and they really did give it to Georgia Tech last week. Also, I picked Georgia over Clemson, and Georgia really put it on Clemson last week. I picked Georgia by 10, and they beat them by 36. Also, I picked Florida State over Miami. That was a bad move on my part. Miami crushed the Seminoles from Florida State, so that was a wrong pick on my part. Also, the one that scared me last week was NC State at Louisville. My alma mater, NC State, lost to Louisville Cardinals and Coach Snellenberger up there. I picked NC State by 3. They lost by 10. Tampa Bay at Atlanta. I picked Atlanta by 6, and they covered. And I also picked Florida over LSU by 13, and they covered real well. This week's picks for October 15th. The first game we're going to talk about is Vanderbilt at Georgia. Whenever you bring in Vanderbilt at Georgia, they're going to have a long day. Whenever Georgia goes to Vanderbilt, Georgia usually has a long day. But now the Commodores are coming in between the hedges and look for Georgia to win by 14. Also down there, the barn burner down in Florida, Auburn at Florida, that's going to be a tough one. Coach Bowden looking for an undefeated season. He's 17-0 right now, is at the helm of Auburn. But tomorrow that will fall, Florida by 7. Alabama at Tennessee. I'm going to pick an upset here. The papers are picking Alabama to go ahead and beat Tennessee, but I saw Tennessee at Georgia, and Tennessee's got a really good team. And I say Tennessee and the new quarterback, Peyton, the young man from Ole Miss, he's going to win Tennessee by 3. Virginia at Georgia Tech. This one's a tough one. I think Georgia Tech's going to come out. I'm going to pick Georgia Tech. I hate to do that, but Georgia Tech by 4. Big game tomorrow night, Penn State at Michigan. Everybody's picking Penn State. Big Dog picking Michigan by 1 because they're at home and Tyrone Wheatley is playing. And finally, Sunday, San Francisco at Atlanta. Everybody's up on the Falcons except the Big Dog. Big Dog is for 49ers. Pick 49ers by 4.
By 4 points. Okay, well, the Big Dog has made his picks, and however controversial they may be with some folks in the press box and throughout, they are the Big Dog's picks, and you can't dispute the man who has the microphone and is giving you the picks for this weekend.
I've got a couple of people down there looking at me, but I got a couple of people going to cheer for Auburn and Georgia Tech, and Auburn's going to lose tomorrow. We've got a lot of people here, and it's a big crowd, Kevin. I'm really impressed by the crowd we have here tonight. We have a couple of people graduating back in the early 70s. I see Al Stitcher down there. He's doing a good job, and just a lot of big crowd. And if anybody's in the Covington area, come on by the Homer Sharp Stadium and join the crowd here because we're having a good time with Newton County leading 24-0.
How did those early 70s graduates make it all the way up to the top of the grandstand? That's a long walk up those stairs.
We're probably going to have to give Al Stitcher a ride back down the stairs, him and the 82 graduates, but they made it up, and that's a pretty tough climb, but I'm sure they'll get back down.
Well, we're going to be back in just a minute and give you an update of the first half. Yeah, it's the halftime show, and it's interesting right here on WGFS AM 1430.
Cereal biscuits and gravy, tomato slices, Jell-O, fresh fruit and grits. Whew.
Bet you can't do it again.
Again?
Shoney's 40-item all-you-care-to-eat breakfast bar presents a dilemma for some of our more sporting customers.
Look, I don't know if I have one more in me.
You see, it seems they view our mouth-watering selection of 40 breakfast items as a challenge.
Oh, it is.
One look at all that freshly prepared food available at one low price, and they want it all at once.
Well, maybe one more time.
But there's only one way to get everything on our breakfast bar at once.
Here goes. Pancakes, scrambled eggs, bacon, breakfast potatoes, cheese sauce, sausage, cinnamon toast sticks.
And even that takes practice.
Fresh fruit and grits. Did I get it all?
Well, you forgot sticky buns again.
Oh, no. All right, here we go. One more time. Pancakes.
Shoney's all-you-care-to-eat breakfast bar. With so much to choose from, maybe we should call it all you dare to eat.
And sticky buns. Boy, that's a mouthful.
And remember, Wednesday night is family night at Shoney's. Kids 12 and under eat free off the kids' menu. Limit 2 per adult meal purchase only at Shoney's.
When you need insurance, here's the first thing you should do. Call your auto owner's agent. They are people just like you.
Join the millions who save billions, the Annuity Way. Your auto owner's insurance agent can show you a safe and systematic way to save. Auto owners no-load tax-deferred annuities credit high-interest earnings to your savings program. All auto owners' investments are of the highest quality. No junk bonds or real estate ventures. See your no-problem auto owner's agent and save the Annuity Way.
Call your auto owner's agents. They are people just like you.
See the Steele Jones Insurance Agency, located on Floyd Street, Southeast in Covington. Or call 786-9213.
Auto owners, the no-problem people.
Back live here at Homer Sharp Stadium where we got a capacity crowd here. Got a lot of people here. The homecoming court has been announced. The homecoming queen is Stacy Stalkup, and Newton County is coming back on the field. Back with your play-by-play in the beginning of the second half, Kevin Holden.
Thank you very much, Paul Dailey. We will give you some statistics here as we have them for the first half of this game. First of all, we'll start with the Newton Rams, who have racked up a pretty tremendous game, passing as well as rushing. That's a little bit different for them. The leading rusher so far, Adrian Carr, with 3 carries for a total of 47 yards. He has picked up a touchdown, so that's a little extra note for you there. The second leading rusher, Cordell Benton, with 6 carries for 29 yards. He has fumbled the ball once, but he recovered it. Kareem Maddox, 4 rushes for 26 yards and a touchdown. Put that in the scoreboard. Jason Robbins has rushed the ball 1 time for 20 yards, but got injured on that first play from scrimmage. We'll see if he comes back in the second half. Patrick Gaither, a couple carries for 7 yards. He did fumble the football once. Stephen Smith has carried the ball 1 time for 1 yard. So overall, on the ground, the Rams 17 carries, 130 yards, 2 touchdowns, a couple of fumbles. They've recovered 1 of them. As far as the passing game is concerned, listen to this. Kareem Maddox, 2 for 3 for 33 yards. Yeah, it's not spectacular numbers, but for the Rams, it's tremendous. 1 touchdown passing. This is not a passing team. We know that. Stephen Smith, 1 out of 1 for 7 yards and a touchdown. So let's total it up. 3 for 4, 40 yards, 2 touchdowns. Not bad at all, especially for a team that has had a total of about 5 completions all year prior to this game. As far as the Rockdale Bulldogs are concerned, 61 total yards in the first half. That's utter domination right there, folks, and not a single pass attempted from Rockdale. Lackey has been the big one for them. Marcus Lackey, 43 yards on 8 carries. Demetrius Flournoy, 6 carries, 14 yards. Brantley has 6 yards. Evans with a couple of yards. And Meadow, Chris Meadow, the quarterback, the sophomore, -4 yards on 3 carries. Basically, Rockdale has just flat out been stopped. 19 carries, 61 yards as we begin the second half of play. And for the first time in this ball game, a kickoff by Rockdale. We haven't seen it happen yet, but here it is to start the second half. The kickoff will be from Wes Wilson. Wilson gets a very, very high kick, end over end. Benton takes it at the 12-yard line, has some room on this side past the 20, still up at the 30, out at the 32-yard line. A couple of Rockdale folks tacking him out there, about a 20-yard return after the 48-yard kick from Wes Wilson.
That's got to be a scary sight there, Kevin, when you got 2 world-class or state-class speeds there by Adrian Carr and also Cordell Benton coming around the side. And Adrian Carr threw a great block there to spring Cordell for an extra 10 yards. And don't ever say that Adrian Carr can't block, because he just proved it on that play.
Adrian Carr certainly has all the tools that a great back needs, and he shows it to us night after night. We begin the second half with the Rams on their own 32-yard line. And with Kareem Maddox as your quarterback, he takes the snap, and Jamal Marks will take it the first play from scrimmage and has nothing. He's on top of a pile of folks at the 33. He might have gained 1 yard.
Jamal Marks is also a senior. He's getting a little playing time at tailback. One thing that really kind of scared me, Kevin, as I look down on the field, Jason Robbins did not come back out of the field house, and I don't know if he's gone on to the hospital or something, or maybe he's just putting his street clothes on, but he will not be playing the rest of the evening.
So Robbins will have the 1 carry, the very first play from scrimmage, the 20-yard gain. And then from there, he will sit out the rest of this one. We certainly hope that's not serious. We need him back, if not for the Shiloh game, then certainly for Brookwood 2 weeks from now here at Homer Sharp Stadium. Britt Mask, the center. Maddox, the quarterback, takes it and gives it to number 89, Greg Benson, who's going to pass it, and it's up and incomplete. Danny Sisko had it in his hands, but he tripped right before catching the ball, and that's what caused the pass to leave his hands incomplete just past midfield. An interesting play. Sisko was wide open, but he missed it.
Well, it looks like Dan Sisko is one of those players that's got to be covered by 4 or 5 people before he can make the reception. He was wide open there. The pass wasn't really on the mark, but it was very catchable, and Sisko, I'm sure he'll remember that one tonight when he goes to the dance at the high school.
Let's make one correction. That was Richie Cleary making the pass, the tight end. He has actually thrown for a touchdown this year. The Mount Zion game, a 25-yard touchdown pass as he connected with Danny Sisko for the score. Maddox will take the snap here. It's a 3rd down play, looking to pass, and he is being rushed in a major way, and he is tackled for a huge loss. It was not Cooper Jones in there, one of the other big folks across the line, Robert St. John.
Robert St. John's, he did a good job there, and when we said that Adrian Carr was a good blocker, he actually was not on that play. He was right there in front of Robert St. James and never threw the block, and actually Robert St. James grabbed Adrian Carr and Kareem Maddox and brought them both down. So Adrian's going to have to do a little bit better job on the rollout block on that particular play.
So the punt will be from Wes Billingsley, who hopefully has amended that injured calf muscle on his kicking leg. 4th down for the Rams, a country mile there at their own 20-yard line. There's an official's timeout. Andrew Baker, one of the folks for Rockdale, who is back to receive. He's about halfway back, having some trouble getting his helmet on, and the official helping him out with that. Now Baker has his helmet on and comes toward the line. Rockdale's going to send 10 men rushing the kicker here. Billingsley is going to take the snap, and he's going to get the kick off, and it is a good one. It is well past midfield to the 40 to the 36-yard line. Flournoy takes it and goes backwards 10 yards and brought down at the 20-yard line. Danny Sisko atones for his mistake by giving Flournoy a good 16-yard loss. Flournoy was moving back and toward the near sideline to gain some rushing room, and Sisko made him pay.
That's a good job there by Dan Sisko. He's trying to redeem himself after that missed reception on the earlier drive, and he just went out there and just ran down David Flournoy and threw him for a big loss, and it's going to bring up Rockdale in very poor field position as they've had all game long, and it's going to be first down and 10 on their own 23-yard line.
That's a 44-yard punt there from Wes Billingsley, and that is going to be his longest of the year by a good 7 yards. It was a terrific kick. That'll answer those health questions in a hurry. Straight up the middle, the Bulldogs go with Lackey and nothing there. The Ram defense all over it. Maybe a gain of 1, but certainly nothing more.
Good job there by the defensive front for Newton County. Telly Smith and Greg Benson and Kevin Johnson, all those guys there in the middle are doing a super job of closing down the running alleys. Doug Parrish is in there playing for Marcelo Baines. Don't really know what the extent of his injury, but we've got a lot of people playing for substitutes doing a good job.
8:53 remaining in the third quarter. The Rams on top by 24, looking to go to 5-1. Another handoff up the middle for a couple of yards, but nothing more. And now a third down and long yardage situation for the Rockdale Bulldogs.
Another thing that we're missing here on the sidelines, I'm looking out there and we don't see Marcelo Baines. So that's two seniors that's been injured here in the Rockdale game that are not on the sidelines at this time. They may be getting treatment in the field house. Maybe they I don't really know what's going on, but that's two key injuries to Newton County.
Marcus Lackey has carried the ball twice here for Rockdale, total of 2 yards. That's a lot better than the start that they had in that first half. Meadows looking to pass on third down. The pass is up. Intercepted by Torrance McCullum at midfield. He's at the 45, going for running room at the 40. He's got some room at the 30 to the 25 to the 20 and out of bounds. Near the 15-yard line, it took Demetrius Flournoy, all 6 foot 2 inches and 185 pounds of him, to bring Torrance McCullum out of bounds. An interception at midfield and a huge return, and once again the Rams start deep in Rockdale territory.
Good play there by the defensive line to apply a lot of pressure to the quarterback. Torrance McCullum did a good job of intercepting the ball and taking it to the wide side of the field. Courtney Williams, I was watching him on that play. He had a good chance of setting up a good block, but decided not to because it would have been a clip. So a big play on him to decide not to block.
Rams 1st and 10 now from the Rockdale 15-yard line. Stephen Smith will take the offense this time. He's going to keep it himself. He looked like he was trying to hand the ball off, but there was no one there. Smith gains a yard or two as he was looking for room on the far sideline. Smith turned around to hand the ball off, and no one was there, so he had to take it himself.
Some misdirections there, and whenever you do that as a quarterback, if there's nobody there to hand it off to, just tuck it and run for what you can. And Stevens is not, blessed with a lot of speed, but he does have a little bit of quickness and got out there and was able to pick up, quite a few yardage.
Actually, he ended up picking up 7 yards. It looked like 2 at first, but he had advanced another 5 yards. So instead of at the 13, they're at the 8. 2nd down and 4. We've got 7:06 remaining here. The Rams up 24-0. Stephen Smith gets hit hard as he hands the ball off. Patrick Gaither was the man who took the football. Touchdown, Newton Rams. Gaither goes straight up the middle, 8 yards. Smith was hit hard, but he appears to be okay. And Gaither gets in on the touchdown scoring here. The Rams have had a very varied scoring attack.
Newton County's offensive front is doing a tremendous job. Brett Mass, Doug Parrish, T.J. Harper, Torrance Brown, and Courtney Williams is just pushing that defensive front from Rockdale straight back, and it's allowing the backs to pick their holes, and I'm sure Coach Cook is proud of his offensive line tonight.
Billingsley is apparently well rested and ready to go because he is on to attempt the extra point here to try to put the Rams up 31-0. The snap is low. The kick is up, and the kick is good. So for the first time in 5 tries tonight, the Rams convert on the extra point. Thank you very much. That's a 20% success ratio in conversion of extra points. But the good part about it is they're up 31-0, so the Rams up big. More exciting Newton County Rams football after this on WGFS AM 1430.
Hey Covington, Campbell Lumber Company is world headquarters for builders. Whether it's 1 2x4 or an entire truckload, Campbell Lumber Company gives you an entire world of building materials and supplies paint, and hardware. Did I mention Porter Paint? Oh, you bet. Campbell Lumber Company is now home of Porter Paints. 4112 Emery Street Northwest, right here in Covington. See Jackie and the crew at Campbell Lumber Company.
Back at Homer Sharp Stadium with 6:58 remaining in the third quarter. Newton County leading 31-0. Back with your play-by-play, Kevin Holden.
Thank you very much, Paul Dailey. 5 for 7 the Rams are. They've had 7 drives, 5 scores. That's a pretty good success ratio. Stephen Smith on the kickoff, 58 yards on the kickoff, taken to the 2 by Marcus Lackey, who has past the 20. Make that Demetrius Flournoy, who is tackled by 4 or 5 guys at once at the 21-yard line, a 19-yard return.
Patrick Gaither there played kamikaze on the kickoff team and goes down there and just tries to break up the wedge and did a great job and allowed that lime-colored shirt, Rico Williams, to get in there and make the tackle. Apparently, Coach Cook didn't see the lime-colored jersey at halftime because he's still wearing it.
Oh, well, he's going to get some attention for it, if nothing else. Rockdale starts at their own 22-yard line. The Rams, 71% success ratio, 5 for 7. 7 drives, 5 touchdowns. It's a great ratio. If they could continue that, they would certainly have a terrific rest of the year. Flournoy takes the ball here on first down. T.J. Harper made an early hit, but it appeared that Flournoy slipped at the 20-yard line.
As we look out there on the defensive front for Newton County, we've got a lot of substitutions. T.J. Harper's in there playing tackle. Also, Mike Brooks is calling the defensive huddle for Newton County. He's playing linebacker. Number 55 for Newton County is Jeremy Lilly. He's a junior, so we got a lot of people playing as substitutes on this particular drive.
Second down and 11 yards for the Bulldogs from their own 21-yard line. They haven't been...
1 minute, 39 seconds to go in your third quarter. Newton County leading 31-0 over the Rockdale Bulldogs. Back with your play-by-play, Kevin Holden.
Paul, thank you very much. As you mentioned, 99 seconds left here, 99 ticks on the clock, and we want you to get the picture here. Yeah, it adds up to 99, I think. 31-0 your score. Your Rams on top for the first time in this game. Rockdale is in Newton territory at the 43-yard line, but it took a Newton fumble to put Rockdale in the opposing team's territory. A new quarterback, Dexter Harris, a senior, is in there. And on the first down, he will keep it himself. Now he'll pitch out to Flournoy, who fumbles the football. And the Rams may have fallen on top of it. Richie Cleary is on top of the football. It is Newton football.
When you have a new substitute, a new quarterback like that, he picked up 4 or 5 yards and decided to pitch. That was a bad move on his part and put Flournoy in a bad situation with a bad pitch, and Newton County recovered the football.
So yet another fumble here from Rockdale. That is the third time they have turned the ball over via the fumble. And Newton takes over on downs in their own territory this time at the, well, it was at the 37-yard line, but the officials now standing with the ball at the 40, and they're going to mark it off. Maybe they're not. One of the officials stops the official who was marking the football off from the 40-yard line. Mass confusion. We've got about 30 people on the field. Coach Cook having a heated discussion with one of the judges here, the line judges for the referees crew tonight. The ball was originally on the 38-yard line, and that's where they're putting the ball now.
They're going to give the ball back to Rockdale County. The referee right there on top of the play called Newton County football, but the head referee, which was in the middle of the field, says it wasn't Newton County football and gave it back to Rockdale. So Coach Cook's got a few choice words to talk with him about. And, of course, he's got a lot of backup. He's got all of his assistants right there pointing at the referee, so not a real good place for this referee to be.
And Coach Cook is right there in the referee's face letting him know how he feels about this one. It'll be second down and short yardage for Rockdale. They are in Newton territory at the 38-yard line. Second down and a yard to go. We've got 1:33 left. The Rams so far in this half have scored a touchdown on an 8-yard run by Patrick Gaither. Billingsley kicked in the extra point, the first of 5. And that made it 31-0. Newton takes the timeout. And Paul, the update on the situation right now.
It looks like Coach Cook is just having he's having a really tough time accepting the call there. It's right there in front of him, the Newton County bench. Very obvious that the Newton County recovered the ball, and the head linesman, which is way on the other side of the field, says that he saw that the Newton County person, or he may have called the Rockdale runner down, with his knee touching the ground. I don't know, but very strange call there by the head lineman, and he's having to talk to 2 coaches. Of course, the Rockdale coach is supporting his call, and Newton County coach Jack Cook is opposing his call, but it looks like Coach Cook is going to have no avail. It looks like the referee is going to be in charge here and he's going to give it to Rockdale.
And the timeout being taken here the offensive coordinator for Rockdale, on the field. The defensive coordinator for Newton, Kevin Benke, went out and talked briefly to his defense. The referee has the ball standing on the 40-yard line, and we wonder what he's going to do with it now. And it's now at the 43-yard line. It's second down and long yardage to go.
Forward lateral before the penalty.
Here for Rockdale. Some type of penalty must have been called against Rockdale because they gained 5 yards on the play, and now they're 15 yards shy of a first down.
We got a couple of people saying that it was a forward lateral, but as we saw, it looks like it was a good pitch, a good clean backwards pitch, but apparently, who knows, the head referees made the call, and he was nowhere near in position to make that call. But I guess that's why he's out there and I'm sitting up here. But Coach Cook is very unsatisfied. And that just shows you how competitive Coach Cook is with a 31-0 lead over Rockdale, and he's still frustrated about the call. He's just a very intense coach, and that's what Newton County needs here to run their football program.
There must have been a penalty against Rockdale. Well, guess what? The sticks have moved. Now they're at the 48 to the 38, so it's second down and 10. We're going to call it this, okay, for those of you keeping score. Hopefully there are not many of you doing that. A 5-yard gain and a 5-yard penalty against Rockdale. Second down, 10 yards to go here for the Rockdale Bulldogs. Taking the snap is Dexter Harris. Harris keeps it himself, and it's on the ground again at the 40-yard line. We've seen no motion as of yet. Newton football at the 40-yard line. So after all of that bickering, Dexter Harris decides to give it to us anyway.
It's really fun to watch referees. You know, whenever they make a really bad call, they never go out and make the call and tell the fans or the coaches what the call was. They'll just line it up and say, go, let's play. That's exactly what the referee did on that last series. He made a call, there was no flag on the play or nothing, and he just goes out and says, all right, let's play ball. So that's just a very good indication that he made a bad call.
So the fumble gives Newton the football anyway, and they are at the 39-yard line. They're dancing in the press box here at Homer Sharp Stadium as the Rams with the 31-point lead. We've got just over a minute remaining. Rams first down on their own 39-yard line, and here comes a couple of folks off sides, and yellow flags come from everywhere as we saw number 82 for the Newton Rams, Derek Hurd, jump off sides, and he may have been drawn off sides by one of the folks from the Rockdale defensive line.
That's one thing you can't do, as we talked about earlier. You can't move. Once you get in that set position, Derek Hurd has got to stay still, and that's something that, whenever you don't get a lot of reps on the first string, you get out of whack, and that's exactly what Derek did. But I'm sure he's going to learn from that mistake because he is a senior, and Newton County is going to have it first and 15 on their own 34-yard line. 21
penalty yards for the Rams here in the third quarter alone. 46 seconds left. Jamal Marks will take it. He has quite a bit of speed. He uses it past the 40 to the 42-yard line. It'll be a gain of 8 yards. That helps to nullify the penalty, but now it'll be second down and about 8 yards to go, so the penalty, without it, the Rams would be very close to first down territory, but now they need another great run like that to be in first down situation.
Coach Cook is using a lot of different backs. He got a lot of different linemen in there. Just a good chance for these players to get a good couple of reps here in front of the home crowd. And it's a really big one here at Homer Sharp Stadium.
Brett Mask is the center. We've got the wishbone formation, and somebody moved off sides, and here come the flags again. Stop the action. You know the concession stand must be doing a tremendous business here with all the stoppages in action. This call goes against Rockdale.
We're going to have 9 seconds remaining here in the third quarter, and that was actually an encroachment there by Rockdale. Marcus Lackey was going to do a blitz and just guessed a little bit too quickly, and that's going to give Newton County second and about a long 2.
So second down now from their own 47-yard line, and Watley will take the football. And Watley has a first down, and he looks like a tremendous little runner as he's past midfield. Alex Watley hasn't even seen the football as far as the offensive side. He did pick a couple of passes off, but this is his first offensive plays, and he's done a tremendous job. He looks like a good, straightforward runner. He's quick.
He's doing a good job out there.
And that is going to do it for your third quarter of action. We're going to send it back and be back with your fourth quarter right after this on WGFS AM 1430.
With free financing and free delivery, you really need to come by Hayes Furniture and check out these new items. Hayes Furniture has 9x12 Oriental rugs, 7-foot Oriental runners in a variety of colors and styles, assorted brass, crystal, and glass lamps. Hayes also carries a wide selection of Bassett and Vaughn furniture. Hayes Furniture has something for everyone and every room in your home. So come by Hayes Furniture, located at 6166 Washington Street in Covington, 786-3737.
Back at Homer Sharp Stadium, where everybody's getting to play here tonight. Newton County's winning 31-0 over Rockdale Bulldogs. Back with your fourth quarter action. Kevin Holden.
Paul, I see you pulling on your old jersey. I need you here for color now. The ball is given to Jamiko Usher by Stephen Smith. He gains a couple yards up the middle. If you don't recognize these names, the Rams are up 31-0 in the fourth quarter. They're trying out some new folks out there. Michael Brooks was the man that actually took the football there. Pardon me, it was not Usher. It was Michael Brooks carrying it up the middle for a yard or two.
Tell you what, Rockdale is got to be very frustrated tonight. They still got their first string out there, and Newton County's second and third team is still gaining yards on them. That's got to be frustrating. Rockdale County is in Quad A, and they really need to be in Triple A. It's got to be frustrating for the coach.
Wishbone formation here for Newton. Smith at the quarterback position. Pitches out to Gaither. Here's a flag on the play. Gaither barrels forward past the 40-yard line. The man who made the tackle was Myron Terry, a freshman. 6'1", 155. That's kind of a skinny guy for 6'1". But first of all, before anything, let's check the flag, and we see the initial call going against the Rams.
Looks like it's going to be a holding call against the Newton County Rams. And looks like they're talking with number 77, Cooper Jones, which is the captain for the Rockdale Bulldogs, and they're going to accept the penalty. It's going back Newton County up. It's going to be second and about 15.
The flag was thrown at the 48-yard line, and the penalty is now being marked off by a referee that does not even have the football. Now he's got the football, and he places it down in Newton territory at the 42-yard line.
At all the places we go to, Kevin, we see that Newton County is always undermanned as far as amount of people on the team. And I look across the field, and Rockdale looks like they're in the same kind of shape that Newton County is. They don't have a lot of players on the team, and that's why a lot of these players go both ways.
Stephen Smith and the Rams set to go. Watley takes the football, takes one vicious hit, but stays up and gains out to the 45, showing good tenacity there as he stays up. After being hit hard the first time, it'll be a 3-yard gain for Alex Watley, and third down here from the 45.
Big hit there by Marcus Lackey, the linebacker running back for Rockdale County. Looked like a couple of Rams butting heads there, and looks like Alex Watley won the battle because he put Marcus Lackey on his back and gained a couple of extra yards, and he's giving away at least 60 or 70 pounds to Marcus Lackey.
We've got to mention at least once more the terrific crowd that's been here for homecoming. You've packed the stands, and the Rams and their coaches and fans do appreciate it very much. It's given here to Jamiko Usher on the third down play. Gains a couple of yards up the middle, but it'll be fourth down and a long yardage situation, and Billingsley will more than likely come on and punt here.
What we'd like to see is the same kind of crowd come out for the Brookwood game in 2 weeks. Of course, Newton County travels next week, but in 2 weeks we'll host the Brookwood Broncos, which is ranked number 4 in the state, and I'm sure they're facing a tough team with Parkview tonight, but they'll more than likely will come in here undefeated.
And we may as well be undefeated if we can defeat Rockdale here, hold on, and then beat Shiloh next week. We'll also be undefeated. It'll be a great matchup. Billingsley will be on to punt. His punt bounces at the 30-yard line, and the Rams will touch it at the 29 and down it there. That punt about 30 yards there from West Billingsley.
Good job in the coverage there by Newton County. James Jackson hustling down there. Patrick Gaither, Courtney Williams, who's got to be tired. Rico Williams out there with his lime-colored shirt. Adrian Carr, and they're doing a great job, but a lot of the second and third team guys coming out there, they're all excited, and it's going to bring up a 1st and 10 for Rockdale Bulldogs on their own 29-yard line.
So Rockdale will try to pound out some territory here and try to use some new folks and gain some knowledge for future weeks and future years. Demetrius Flournoy will take it on first down, and he was brought right up over his head by Roderick Henderson, a sophomore. Henderson at 5'10", put big Flournoy right over his head. Just basically took him right over his head and brought him down.
Good body slam. I don't know if we have anybody from the WWF here that might saw that move, but good job there about a good body slam, and that's a sophomore body slam and a potential Division I prospect.
So look for Roderick Henderson maybe to do some more of that in the future. It would be nice, and of course, being only a sophomore, we'll probably hear his name quite a bit more in the future. The quarterback is Dexter Harris. Harris gives to Flournoy, and Flournoy has a little bit of extra room. Just short of the 40, he is brought down. The man that tackled him was Tyson Bell, another sophomore for the Newton Rams. A lot of sophomores, young folks out there playing defense here for Newton.
Right there when we called Roderick Henderson's name right after doing a good body slam move, he's got just a head-on collision there with David Flournoy. David Flournoy put a move on him and just left the Henderson kids just standing there, and you got to wrap them up, and I'm sure that's what Coach Cook is talking about. And that's what I like about Coach Cook. When someone makes a mistake, they come out of the ball game.
And Coach Cook will get the chance to talk to them about the mistake they made. 8:07 left here in this game. And the give, and big running room here to the 40, to the 35, to the 30, to the 25, to the 20, and brought down Torrin Brantley with a big-time run. He's brought down at the Newton 12-yard line, so it took Torrin Brantley, a senior at 5'7", to finally break it and go into Newton territory and deep into Newton territory, something the Rams have not had all night.
Rodney Smith, he's actually a sophomore. He's the one that brought him down, was a game-saving tackle. Rockdale's got a little bit of life here. Newton County substituting late. Coach Cook's getting Doug Parrish in there real late, try to stop Newton County and hold this shutout.
It'll be first down from the Newton 12-yard line, and they give straight up the middle. No yardage there. The Ram defense all on top of that one. Maybe a gain of a yard or perhaps two, but certainly not a whole lot more. Going to bring up second down and a 7 or 8 yard situation here for Rockdale on the 10.
Coach Cook is putting some of his first stringers back in there to try to hold on to this shutout. That's something that Newton County has done really well is shut out some people here at home, and something you want to do in front of your home crowd, and especially against an arch rival like Rockdale.
Rockdale moving quickly as they are led on offense by that center, Kenneth Johnson, rushing up to the football, set to go. Dexter Harris, the quarterback, gives to Flournoy, and he is tackled behind the 10-yard line, looking for room on the far sideline, but the Rams closed the gap in a major way and prevented him from scoring.
I'll tell you what, Rockdale's offensive line is having a lot of trouble with the Newton County's defensive front. Courtney Williams, number 58, just went in there and annihilated the guard, the fullback, and then the quarterback. Luckily, the quarterback, or for Rockdale's sake, got rid of the ball, but Courtney Williams took out 3 players on that play, and he's having a great game.
The Rams have not allowed a point at home all year. That's 12 quarters worth at home, but that is in definite jeopardy here. Harris, the Rockdale quarterback, looking for running room on the right side, and he is wrapped up at the 6. James Jackson made the hit and brought him down. So it'll be fourth down, Bulldogs at the Newton 6-yard line. The Rams shut out Redan here at home. They shut out Heritage here at home. Now Rockdale. No points so far, and with 6:05 left in the fourth quarter, if the Rams can stop Rockdale on this fourth down play, the shutout may be preserved.
This is a big crucial play and look for Rockdale. Rockdale's taking a lot of bit of time, and they're not going to be able to get this play off. They're going to have to call timeout because there's no way they're going to be able to get this play off.
Amari Scott is coming into the action and splitting toward the sideline for the Rockdale Bulldogs is Bud Weekley. 5:39 left. The Bulldogs have taken a tremendous amount of time in getting this play off. Dexter Harris did get it off, and the give on fourth down, and I think he's short of the touchdown. The man who carried the ball was Torrin Brantley. On fourth down, Brantley may have the first down and give Rockdale a new set of downs with which to score.
I was watching the clock there, Kevin, and apparently the head referee gave Rockdale a lot more time than they were allowed, the 25 seconds to get from the last play to the next play and get a snap off, and they had a lot more time to go off the clock than 25 seconds. And they're going to bring the chain gang in, and we're going to find out if Rockdale's got a first down.
So the chain gang comes in, a Rams shutout, possibly hanging in the balance, and the call is
first down.
So a first down with the ball at about the 3-yard line. 5 minutes, 18 seconds left. It's 31-0. The Newton Rams on top. 3-yard run there from Brantley sets up first down and goal from the 3, and the Rams streak of 12 straight quarters at home without allowing a point in jeopardy here. Dexter Harris going to take the snap. He's going to give, and touchdown, Rockdale Bulldogs. Torrin Brantley, the man who put it across. Brantley was key in this drive. So the home scoreless streak goes by the wayside, but it certainly was a tremendous streak. 11 and a half quarters of scoreless football played at home. The Rams have played great all year, but especially here at Homer Sharp.
Well, one thing to remember there on that particular Rockdale drive, you had a lot of the second and third team guys in there. So Coach Cook just put his starters back in there in the goal line, and Rockdale did a good play and scored a touchdown. Rockdale's going for 2, and the quarterback tosses in the end zone, but it's way over, and the 2-point conversion is to no avail. So the score is going to remain Newton County 31, Rockdale 6.
We'll take this time out and be back right after this on WGFS AM 1430.
It's October's Best Buys of the Month going on now at Mayfield Ace Hardware. Ace Extra Large Trash Bags 30-count package $277. Ace Leaf Rake $488. Ace white leather palm gloves, $1.97 a pair. And Peak antifreeze, $3, and then after rebates you pay only 50 cents. That's the best buys of the month going on now at Mayfield Ace Hardware on the Square and in Newton Plaza.
Back at Homer Sharp Stadium where the Rockdale Bulldogs get points on the board. They got 6 points to Newton County's 31. Back with your remainder of your fourth quarter action with 4:59 left. Kevin Holden.
So 5 minutes away, 5 minutes on the clock at least, away from a win, and many of the folks are exiting Homer Sharp Stadium as they have seen a very satisfying performance from that Ram team. We want you all back out here in 2 weeks because the Brookwood game looks like it may be the biggest game in the sub-region during the regular season anywhere, because the Rams and the Brookwood Broncos could both be undefeated by that time. We will have to see what happens. Rockdale will be kicking off here with Wes Wilson. Benson and Carr, the 2 men back to receive for the Newton Rams. Rams up by 25 points, 31-6. Here in the second half, the score has been 7-6, but of course that first half counts just as much. Wilson's kick is up and toward the far side of the field where Benson takes it at the 6-yard line. He's got some room. He's at the 30. There's a flag. Benson in open field at the 50, at the 40. Hits a man, Marcus Lackey, and goes down at the 38-yard line. We'll see where the flag is. We see a Rockdale man down on the field. That's a huge return from Benson, but check the hanky.
It's going to be a clip. I saw a great block out there, but the Rockdale Bulldog defender was actually, his back was turned to the blocker, and it's going to be a clip call, so let's leave the preliminary call from the referee.
Benson's return would have been a good 55 yards at least.
That's exactly what the referee's called. It's called a clipping call on the far sideline over there about the 25-yard line. Adrian Carr threw a great block, but someone behind him threw the block on the same man, and he was actually turned around after Adrian's hit, and it's going to be a clip call. So that big run there by Cordell Benton is going to be nullified by the clipping call, and it's going to back Newton County way back into their own field position.
So the 15-yard penalty on the Rams gives them 30 penalty yards in this quarter, and for the half, 51 penalty yards. And so the Rams, looking like they were going to start in strong field position, instead will be on their own 14-yard line to start the drive with 4:48 left in your ball game.
Dole Baker is out there going to run the quarterback, and there's one of the players that Coach Cook is really high on. Dole is only a sophomore, but he's going to get a little bit of playing time here tonight against Rockdale.
Baker is the junior varsity quarterback and has done a very good job at the JV level, so Doyle Baker will get a chance here in the wishbone offense of the Rams. You'll hear that name quite a bit. He pitches here toward the right side, pitches to number 30, who isn't even on our roster, Paul, and about a 4 or 5 yard gain for our mystery number 30.
They're taking a couple of people out of the stands and just putting some uniforms on them, and that may have been Jason Beggs, a former graduate. I'm not sure.
I'd like to put a uniform on and go down there, but of course I've got other duties of certain kinds to perform here. So the 4 yard gain, 2nd down and 6 here for the Rams with under 4 minutes remaining. Doyle Baker, the sophomore, going over center. Josh Gill is the center this time around. Baker pitches out to number 11 on this side. To the 20, to the 25, he stays up. Tyson Bell at the 30, still driving forward at the 34. There's a yellow flag on the field. We'll check and see what it is, but that's a tremendous run there from Tyson Bell.
That's exactly right. Tyson did a great job. He just started fighting. Everything he got on that particular play, he earned it for himself, and it's going to bring it back for just a boneheaded block by one of the Newton County players. It was just as after the play, and it's going to bring it back.
A 16-yard run, but to no avail.
And Coach Cook has got to be upset with that. When you have one of your third-string tailbacks out there fighting for all that he can, and have someone come out and just make an unnecessary block, and it's got to be frustrating not only for Coach Cook but also Tyson Bell, who worked real hard on that particular play.
He goes half the distance back to the goal line, a 14-yard penalty against the Rams. They've been racking up the penalty yards. 2nd down and long yardage to go. The Rams are back on their own 14-yard line after that penalty. Doyle Baker, the center of the offense, and some completely new names. Lumbricus Johnson is out there in the huddle. He's a sophomore, and he is going to be out at the wide receiver position. This is a lot of JV players here that the Rams are using. So Doyle Baker over Josh Gill at center. The seniors given a rest and a chance to enjoy the homecoming victory. Baker pitches out to number 30, who we'll call Reg Griffin for lack of a better name, and Reg Griffin with a 1 or 2 yard gain.
This is a good time for the JV guys. You know, they've worked so hard out there with the varsity team, running scout team, and, you know, they're just doing a good job. This is a good time for them to play, get their uniforms dirty, go to the dance tonight, sweating a little bit and tell their girlfriends that they had, had a hard day at the field. And, you know, it's just something that these guys look forward to. The guys who don't get to play a lot, this is a great time for their parents to watch them, their grandparents, and some of the former alumni to see them get the uniforms dirty, and it's just a great night for football.
With the Rams win, they'll move to 5-1, equaling the best start in school history. 2-0 in sub-region play, and hopefully sharing a part of the lead in sub-region 8 Quad A South. Baker pitches out to Tyson Bell, who once again has a little bit of room, but someone catches up with him and brings him down behind the 10. Dexter Harris brought him down.
Dexter Harris had a lot of speed out there, and he's that backup quarterback for Rockdale. Tyson Bell is a really quick back, real similar to Cordell Benton. Probably not as stout as Cordell Benton, but really quick, and that's something for Coach Cook to look forward to in the future. I'm sure we'll be calling Tyson Bell's number in the future.
Now we're under 2 minutes left. The Rams homecoming victory, one of their biggest in a long time, I'm sure. 31-6. The Rams on top of the Rockdale Bulldogs. Paul, your senior season, how'd you do at homecoming?
We did pretty good. We played a South Gwinnett team, and we beat them 35-7, I think. I'm not really sure of the score, but we beat them up pretty bad. And anytime you can win a homecoming game, it's really exciting.
Billingsley will kick it, and it's fumbled at the 40-yard line. The Rams may have the football. Demetrius Flournoy fumbles the football. Newton football. The punt from West Billingsley slipped right out of the hands of Demetrius Flournoy. This is an embarrassment to the Rockdale team right now, as they are just having trouble hanging on to the football. This has been a big blow to their confidence here tonight.
And Coach Woodall's doing a good job up there in Rockdale, but he's just not having the participation that he usually does. Whenever you look on a Rockdale sideline, you usually see 80 or 90 players, but right now we're probably looking maybe at 40, maybe 35 players, and that's something that Coach Woodall's really concerned about up in Rockdale County. Of course, he's got another high school to deal with Salem, but the participation in football is down. The guys just aren't. The Rockdale Bulldogs are just not here to play. Marcus Lackey, David Flournoy, their heads is not just in this game.
By the way, you mentioned Salem. We want to congratulate them again on their first varsity win in history as they beat Eagles Landing a couple of weeks ago. Doyle Baker hands off on the near sideline, about a 3-yard gain. Check your scorecard and come up with the name Tyrus Hardiman on the carry.
Tyrus Hardiman, good job. And he's another one of those guys that went in there on defense and played a little bit of linebacker. And, he's got to be proud to get his name in the statistic books. Going to be on the, in the Newton County record book forever to carrying one ball for at least 6 or 7 yards.
Do you realize how long the list of ball carriers is going to be for this ball game? And it may take an entire ball game's worth of time just to come up with all the different folks that have carried the football. And we still don't know who number 30 is. We'll have to find out about that. Well, 23 seconds left. This will probably be the last play of this homecoming victory for the Rams, and something that will be a terrific boost to this community here in Covington, Georgia. And the pitch, of course, is to number 30, and whoever that is gains out to the 45-yard line. That's Jonathan Price, we hear, carrying the ball. And Price up to the 45-yard line, a 2-yard gain, and that'll do it for your ball game. The Newton Rams go to 5-1 and still stay undefeated in the sub-region. It is 31-6, your final score. The Rams coming up big over the Rockdale Bulldogs, and we're going to be back to tell you the details about it. Your happy news from Homer Sharp Stadium right after this on WGFS AM 1430.
East Metro Communications is your local authorized agent for AirTouch Cellular, and we have been since 1986. That's right, 1986. That's when cellular service first came to Covington. So if you're shopping for a cellular phone or cellular phone accessories, stop by East Metro Communications and see Brenda, Tom, Bert, or Joe, and let them show you the wide selection of brand-name cellular phones available. When you purchase a cellular phone from East Metro Communications, our main goal is customer satisfaction. We've received 12 different awards from AirTouch Cellular for outstanding performance. Stop by East Metro Communications today. We're located on Highway 278, just a quarter mile east of the hospital here in Covington, or call us at 786-6796. East Metro Communications, authorized agent for AirTouch Cellular, the new name for Pactel.
Farm and Garden Depot of Covington is introducing a new line of professional quality dog food, Buckeye Professional Formula, with several formulas to choose from with all the nutritional analysis that your dog needs. For the premium dog food without the premium price, come by Farm and Garden Depot and let them help you select the best. That's Farm and Garden Depot, 4125 Emory Street in Covington, 787-3870, 787-3870.
At Courtesy Ford in Conyers, we have started our year-end clearance early because we are overstocked by approximately $2 million with the best selection of new Ford cars and trucks in the area. If you are looking for a new car or truck, forget list price, forget 6% over invoice, forget $100 over invoice. At Courtesy Ford, you only pay factory invoice. For a pleasurable buying experience, visit the House of Courtesy, where we're never satisfied until you are. We're conveniently located just off I-20 East at exit 41 in Conyers.
Carroll's Floor Covering of Covington has everything you need for covering any floor in your home: carpet, vinyl, tile, or hardwood. With 35 years experience, interior designer available. Custom work is our specialty. We're not the largest, just the nicest. Carroll's Floor Covering is inviting you to come by and take a look at the many samples we have in stock to choose from. Carroll's Floor Covering, located at 1393 Access Road in Covington. 786-7700, 786-7700. If it involves sports and you need it, take your need to Lutie Sports Shop and Trophies, 787-3014. They've got a fine selection of baseball and football cards. For your favorite teams, they have T-shirts, caps, and sportswear. And they also make trophies. It's all under one roof at Lutie Sports Shop in the Newton Plaza Shopping Center in Covington. 787-3014. Lutie Sports Shop, 787-3014.
Back live here at Homer Sharp Stadium, where the Newton County Rams were victorious over the Rockdale Bulldogs by a score of 31-6. Back with your stats, the stat man himself, Kevin Holden.
I have a poster board here that's going to give us the number of different rushers here for the Newton Rams tonight, and it is a plush evening right here at Homer Sharp Stadium as the Rams pick up the big 31-6 win and send that homecoming crowd home happy. Yeah, folks, successful football is here at Newton County. The pride is back, and we want to see you out here, especially 2 weeks from now. The Rams and Brookwood Broncos, as we mentioned, could end up being one of the biggest matchups of the entire year. More about that in just a moment, because it's going to take a while to get through these statistics. The Rams had 13 different people carry the ball tonight, so let's break it down with the leading rusher, Adrian Carr, who didn't touch the ball in the second half. 3 carries, 47 yards, and a touchdown. Cordell Benson, 6 carries, 29 yards. He didn't see the ball at all in the second half. Jason Robbins had 20 yards. He was the third leading rusher. He carried the ball once. He didn't see the ball at all in the second half either. Other folks who carried the ball, your fourth leading, Nico Usher, 2 carries, 6 yards. Michael Brooks, 1 carry, 1 yard. Tyrus Hardiman, a carry for 5 yards, and our mystery number 30, who we referred to as many different names, 3 carries for 3 yards. So all in all, 13 different people touched the football for the Rams, and it's a long stat list, but a very good one as the Rams put across 5 touchdowns. They were 1 for 5 on the extra points, but 2 of those touchdowns came through the passing game. Maddox passed for a touchdown, so did Stephen Smith. Doyle Baker saw time at quarterback, and rumors that Paul Dailey was to be the next Ram quarterback were completely unfounded. 31-6 your final, Paul.
I would have loved to go out there and play quarterback. I don't know. I may have been successful against Rockdale. They had a really tough night. They're very frustrating. It's going to be a long, even though it's only about 8 or 9 miles back to Rockdale, it's going to be a long trip for them. And Rockdale's got to regroup and do something for the remainder of the season. Newton County, again, a big victory here in front of the home crowd, and that's something that you really like to see at homecoming, because that may inspire some of these people to come back out in 2 weeks when Newton County will face a really strong team, number 4 ranked team, probably maybe even higher than Brookwood Broncos. So Newton County had a really good game tonight. A couple of key injuries that we're really concerned about maybe is Jason Robbins and also Marcelo Baines. We'll find out what the extent of their injuries are, but overall, a very good night for Newton County, and it's just a great night for football.
34 carries, by the way, for the Rams as a collective unit, and I do mean a unit. 180 yards, 3 touchdowns. Tremendous game there by all of the Newton County folks, and as we mentioned, 13 different people get the chance to touch the football. The Rams 5-1, 2-0 in sub-region play. Their next game against the Shiloh Generals will be at South Gwinnett High School. You can hear the fans still cheering as they very excited about the Rams game. Their next game, Shiloh, next Friday night.
We got a couple of fans down there that are already wanting Brookwood, but we got one more game we got to deal with. We got to deal with Shiloh before we go to before Brookwood visits us. But I guarantee that is the game to look for.
Well, the fans are camping out until the Brookwood game. This is good. 14 days, guys. I hope you brought enough supplies for the 2 weeks. But next Friday night, the Rams will play Shiloh at South Gwinnett. Shiloh, another team that struggled. They're 1-5. Tonight they played Winder Barrow. The way that Winder Barrow looked against us, there's a chance Shiloh may be 1-6 going into that game. And, of course, we want to also check about Brookwood and Parkview, a big matchup going on in Lilburn and Parkview High School. And if that one comes out in the Rams' favor, which would mean a Brookwood victory, that would mean that the Rams would be tied for first place in the sub-region.
That's exactly right, and we're really anxious to go home and see what the score to the Brookwood-Parkview game is. Newton County's got to be mentally prepared for Shiloh, because Shiloh's, whenever you have a quad A team, you got potential, and Shiloh's, even though they're having some tough luck the first part of the season, they're also a team to contend with. So Newton County's got to be prepared. They can't have a letdown like they did at Lithia Springs. They got to be ready and not look forward or look 2 weeks ahead to the Brookwood Broncos.
Paul, you're a senior. I'm just putting you in this situation. You're a senior at Newton High School, playing on the football team, and you've just defeated the Rockdale Bulldogs 31-6 here at homecoming. Can you describe in words what this means to you in your final homecoming?
Well, what that means is you can wear your jersey or you can wear your football colors or your high school colors proudly to the movies, because most people, when they go watch a movie, they go to Conyers, and you got to deal with the Salem guys up there, you got to deal with Heritage, you got to deal with Rockdale, and now Newton County, after defeating Heritage and Rockdale, of course, they don't play Salem, they can walk up there and, with their shoulders and their heads high and saying, look, we are the team in this area, and Newton County has proven that they are the team. Plus, the guys are going to go to the dance tonight with their heads held high, and it's bragging rights. And all these kids know each other. They played soccer and played football, Little League baseball against each other. And, you have some of these players transferring from Newton to Rockdale, and it's just an overall bragging rights. And I'm sure if you're a senior in Newton County uniform, you got to be proud.
The Rams pick up the 31-6 victory. That's a 25-point win. And for the first time this year, someone scores on the Rams at home. Yeah, they scored on the Rams' second-team defense for the most part, but that home scoreless streak has been broken. So for our executive producer, Todd Chapman, once again another fine job. And for Paul Dailey, once again, it's been a pleasure working with you. We'll see you next Friday.
I'm glad to be back in the seat again after a 3-week vacancy. I was hoping Bill wouldn't get too comfortable with the dynamic duo. We're going to have to break that up. So we're going to have to think of a little nickname for our show. But we're having a good time. I look forward to traveling to Shiloh next week.
Paul, you've got 7 days to think of a nickname. I will expect one in our opening segment next Friday night. Once again, thanks a lot, Paul. And next Friday night, the Rams and Shiloh Generals, as the Rams will continue to try to stay undefeated in Sub-Region 8 Quad A South. So long, everybody.